Welcome to the breakdown. It is Casual Friday. That's right. It's the one day that I appear here and I get the fuck out of my suit. I don't have my tie and my shirt strangling me. Episode 481, 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sponsored by Gemini, powered by G Media. Let's fucking go. Shout out to everybody tuning in on Rumble, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X, formerly known as Twitter, my home, the home base.
When softness
What
and
the
freshness
hell?
matter.
What the
Downy
hell?
breathes life into
Oh
your
no,
laundry.
they didn't. They did me
Check
dirty.
out these deals
They
of the
did me
week
dirty,
at
bro.
Walgreens.
Oh my god, man. Alright. Hold on. This is the last one. This is the intro, bro.
Money make the world go round. I'm trying to get it all right now.
They did me dirty with the fucking commercials.
Talking to a peon, kind of time we on. Jump roll like the kind of take eons. Got a little buzz, time to go beyond. Can't look back, no time to hit rewind. Yeah, she wants to do S class. I'm like, move, you must ask. They go way too much in your glass. Just move your hips like a
Shout out to Gemini. Yeah, every time I put on this expensive ass green shirt, I do kind of look in. I look in the mirror and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I look like President Zelensky from Ukraine and shit. Except I'm not out here begging for money or twerking for it.
Yeah. I'm steady focused on money now. I'm trying to count to 100 down. That's daily. Gravy pay me. M's and M's, no slim shady. Make account going so crazy. Still live it up when I'm over 80. Flying, I'm hotter than Hades. Little figures up to the ones when I hate me. Come with my fire, then I'm up like a drought. Everybody line for a little bit of clout. Stay making moves like I'm trying to sell a house. That's how it be when you're raised in the South. Mama always said that this money be the death of me. Money can't buy you happy, but I never seen a sad man riding a jet ski. Time will tell me to break that speed. First it was hate, now they drop my steed. Took small sips, now they drinks on me. Commas in the bank, that's all I need. Business first and chill after. Set to cruise, but not the actor. Work hard, let the money stack up while y'all broke like a stress fresh. My God.
All right. Sorry, I'm getting everything in order, man. super focused, man. Why isn't this like, honestly, we need to get a new platform, man. Every time I try to go ahead and do something, man. Jesus Christ. Alright. Let me, Alright. Cut off the music. Cut off the music, man. Cut off the music. How the fuck do I cut off the music? Hello? Cut the goddamn... Alright, relax. Shit's giving me a Latin vibe. I'm about to dance on a Friday. Welcome to episode 481, The Breakdown, sponsored by Gemini. Gemini thinks they're sneaky. They act like I don't know they're in the room. Okay, like we know that you're in the room. I know. I smell you guys when you're in the room. Okay, watching me. Sometimes I feel like Gemini is watching me. I forgot the other parts of that lyric. Shout out to Gemini. Love them people. Love everybody at Gemini. You imagine having to deal with me? Gotta give them a shout out. Powered by G Media. G Media is that platform. Oh my God. Gemini is joining. Yo, Gemini, man, I'm about to go, apply for jobs at McDonald's. I mean, I am really at that. I mean, if you look at the timeline, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at the timeline, it's like we're doomed. Pack it up, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, at this point, I need to go head out to Wendy's and McDonald's and Burger King, Chick-fil-A, and just apply, man. Just, bring my pen, bring one of my suits out, and apply for a manager's position. Legit, just apply for a manager's position. Oh my God, fucking crying on the timeline. I can't. I don't even... I feel repetitive talking about it, so I'm not going to talk about it. I really won't talk about it. I don't really care no more. Honestly, what did Satoshi Nakamoto say? What did Satoshi... I want somebody to tell me in the chat, from the YouTube chat, from any of the platforms in this chat right now, tell me what Satoshi Nakamoto said to somebody that asked them to explain Bitcoin. Let's see. Let's see if somebody... Google that shit at this point. I know you guys probably don't know, so just Google it and just put it into the chat. Put it into the chat. Let's see how many people know. Let's see how many people know what Satoshi Nakamoto said to somebody who asked them. No, he didn't say send it to zero, man. Oh my God, what am I doing? Oh God, what am I dealing with? Who am I dealing with? Yeah, I really need to... I need to report on the weather, bro. I really have to go back to reporting on the weather. I am... You know what? I will be reporting on the weather. That's what we don't have. We don't have that in crypto. We don't have somebody doing shit on chain about the weather. That's what I'm doing. Okay? That's what I'm doing from here on in. I'm reporting on the weather. Looks like winds coming in from the northeast at 13 miles an hour. We're looking like we're going to get a high of 66 out here. 10-degree drop. We have a Hotep Jesus coming on at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to go ahead and talk some politics. He's one of my favorites to go ahead and talk politics with. He appears on Fox News all the time, Fox Business. He's constantly sitting out there and doing some segments. Really cool cat. Hope you guys enjoy the show. And I know some of you guys are going to shit the bed when Hotep comes on here. What I really wanted to start off with was we had a conversation last night. So I actually happened to join, as I'm working out, I joined Nobu's space. I think it was at around 11 o'clock, 11:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Nobu was, I got to tell you, Nobu was off his game. Okay, Nobu was off his game. Usually he comes in with some fire-ass monologue. Yesterday, not so much. The monologue. I mean, when Josh, you guys know who I'm talking about, Josh. When Josh needs to join in and he has to be the voice of reason, that says it all, man. That absolutely says it all. And Nobu gets off to a rough start. His co-host Jules helps him out. He plays some motivational speech. Talking about how bad do you want it. I got excited. Like I'm literally working out. I'm about to run through a brick wall and shit after that clipped up speech. And then I don't know, somewhere the room took a turn from talking about crypto to talking about politics. And not just politics. This shit went real deep down the rabbit hole. And Nobu was tapping out, bro. Like, shout out to Nobu, man. Like, I was dying laughing. That shit had me. That shit had me dying, bro. The shit that was, I gotta say, I didn't go overboard with my views. I definitely didn't go overboard. I was keeping it like a buck. If that shit was recorded, like, you guys can listen to it. I was literally just saying and stating the obvious things that we used to freely talk about 20 years ago. Now are taboo because our current society is soft as baby ass. So, yep. Kaz, you got it, man. Kaz, listen. I don't think anything, and I don't really think anything that was said yesterday was like over the top, except there was a part, except came in, right? Except there was a part where I was like, I didn't know what to say. I jumped in and I was just like, yo, I guess we do need to change the subject. We're going real deep. We're going real deep into the rap game on that one. But there were subjects that were talked about. And this was talked about yesterday when Saucy and Nobu did join me on the show. And it continues to be a topic on their shows, on their spaces. So if you guys are on X, by the way, for people tuning in from other platforms, if you should join in on these X Spaces conversations. And there's a conversation happening right now, and I hear it now. It's becoming louder and louder. It's about Pepe. Fuck, and I'm representing the Pepe colors today. So I don't want to hear it. I'm representing the Pepe colors today. Will Pepe or can Pepe flip Dogecoin? And I've been writing. Like, I've been writing about something you guys don't do. I've been writing and writing, listening and putting my thoughts down on paper. And I'm like, the only way for Pepe to flip Dogecoin is if it gets the same type of ingredients that Dogecoin had when it went parabolic, when it went on its run. So I'll break this down. Like, if you guys want to talk about, is Pepe recognized as an international meme? Yeah, 100%. I don't know what Saucy's talking about, because Saucy's going on Snapchat and he's asking people on Snapchat, he's asking people at his local Denny's about Pepe, senior citizens about Pepe, and they probably most likely don't know what the hell Pepe is, no doubt about it. But, I used an example yesterday as Hong Kong There are protests still till this day where they are protesting and they are using Pepe to express themselves, and they're using it as a symbol. So, is anybody using a Shiba Inu during a protest? No. No. Dogecoin had something really cool that happened with it that allowed it to go to $86 billion market cap. And that was, it had about a bunch of big time franchises supporting it and using it as a brand or to brand themselves. And that's why it hit 86 bill. Jesus Christ. That's why it hit $86 billion market cap. You had Axe body spray. By the way, I don't recommend Axe body spray to anybody. I'm sorry, Axe. I'm just keeping it 100. This shit is deadly. Like, let's keep it a buck. It is deadly. I sprayed that. I didn't even spray it. I just gently tapped it, and like the smell would not leave my office for at least a week. Okay, they sent me a big ass box, Axe body spray, limited edition Dogecoin Axe body spray, and a little spray, literally cleared out the room. I'd never. But you had brands like Axe, and then you had Slim Jim, you had AMC, you had Tesla accept Dogecoin as payment. You had Elon, who himself is a brand, talk about Dogecoin. He literally, like 2 days ago, talked about Dogecoin or replied with a post stating Dogecoin, and I forgot what the original tweet was. I think it was something about the X payment system. I don't know. I might be wrong, but I think that's what it was about. Something about the X payment system. You had all those ingredients that allowed it to go to 77, 78 cents all-time high. Pepe is going to need the same thing. You can't just lay back and expect Pepe to run. This is by the way, this is not about KOLs or influencers talking about Pepe. Even if every single KOL or influencer talked about Pepe within this entire crypto ecosystem, it still wouldn't send it to 86 billion. It still wouldn't send it there. You need the outside world, outside of this echo chamber, to know what the fuck Pepe is, because most people don't know what Pepe is. They don't have the ability to join in and get Pepe because Robinhood USA is not available in terms of it hasn't listed Pepe yet on its platform. Coinbase hasn't listed, Pepe on its platform. But I also here, real quick, let me check this quickly. I don't really believe that Coinbase matters. It's really Robinhood. If you're looking at a proponent that could send Pepe, it is Robinhood. It's not Coinbase. Robinhood played an instrumental role in sending Dogecoin to its all-time high. And that was during the Wall Street bets era where, you had a bunch of retail cats come together and go against the Wall Street elite and destroy these hedge funds. And then they saw what they can do with AMC and GameStop, so they carried themselves over into crypto. And the first crypto they went after was Dogecoin, which was on Robinhood, because that's where everybody was trading. And that shit sent. It wasn't because Coinbase had it. It had nothing to do with Coinbase and had nothing to do with these exchanges. It had everything to do with allowing the general public that does not understand a thing about crypto to have access to it through Robinhood, which then onboarded a ton of people into the crypto industry. I stand by that. So you're going to need, you want Pepe, and listen, this is not, by the way, this is not fun. This is real talk. I hold Pepe. So I'm thinking out loud here, like, how does Pepe flip Dogecoin? And it's going to need the same ingredients that Dogecoin had when it broke its all-time high. Plain and simple. You got to get out of this space. Most people in this space have Pepe. Legit, most people in this space have Pepe. Now what? When Dogecoin was hovering at like 5 cents, 6 cents, that it went to that number because everybody within crypto was already in Dogecoin. So it hovered at 5 to 6 cents. Once the Wall Street bets, I'm going to say this again, once Wall Street bets and that entire fucking thing popped off in 2021, that's when Dogecoin went flying because just regular folks were buying in. Regular people were going onto TikTok saying, you got to get into Dogecoin. They're going onto Instagram talking about you got to get into Dogecoin. Welcome to the breakdown. Episode 481, sponsored by Gemini, powered by G Media. My name is DG, founder of Gokhshtein Media, founder and CEO of G Media. I don't know, like that's going to become a hot take for no reason. That really is going to become a hot take for no reason. I'm sure somebody will twist the words up and say that, I want Pepe to go to zero or some shit when that's not the case. I'm actually trying to figure out what it will take to see Pepe flip Dogecoin. Also, I think that a lot of people are really undervaluing fucking Dogecoin. You think Dogecoin is silent. You think the people that hold Dogecoin are silent. They're not. You're just not in their algorithm. Nor are you participating in the algorithm that is being provided by X, formerly known as Twitter. That's really it. You don't tweet about Dogecoin. A lot of you guys that hold Pepe, hold Bobo, Mog, I can continue. You guys don't hold, I don't believe you hold Dogecoin, nor do you go ahead and participate in conversations related to Dogecoin, so you won't see anything about a Shiba Inu. And speaking about Shiba Inu, SHIB is another one not to sleep on. If you think SHIB is just going to go away, it's not. Look at the numbers. The holder counts continue to increase. They haven't decreased. They have increased. Just like Dogecoin's holder count has increased. And most TA people are looking at Dogecoin to figure out where Pepe is going to go. I'm not even kidding. Ask anybody who does TA. Go ask anybody. Go onto the timeline and ask somebody who is really good at TA and ask them what and how they're looking at Pepe and if they're using Dogecoin to look at Pepe. Like I'm telling you, you're going to get a yes that most people are looking at Dogecoin to see where Pepe is going. That's why, again, when I hear these conversations, it's like, I get it, man. When you have a bag and you're in something, you're going to push it. Shout out to people that work for the bags. Shout out to everybody out there that works for their bags. That's some dope shit. More people should work for their bags. I work for my bags. I get my bags. I go on to Uniswap or whatever it is. I go on to Gemini. I get bags. And then, I'm out there talking about it because it's the same way I'll talk about Tesla. If I own Tesla stock, man, I'm going to talk about it. There ain't nothing wrong about that. No, on the real tip. On the real. I think every time, I hate this because I've seen this with Dogecoin. It is perfectly fine to point out flaws to then fix them or to figure out a way to make sure you can critique something and eliminate the flaws to allow something to send. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I think the worst thing that an entire ecosystem can do is shut down this kind of conversation, because that means that you feel like there's nothing wrong with Pepe. Because I saw this with Dogecoin. When Dogecoin was sort of popping off, if somebody would criticize or critique Dogecoin, all the Dogecoin maxis would come out and come at your throat. I literally had that happen to me. I had Dogecoin maxis come after me because I said, "Hey, guys, like you can't just depend on Elon to go ahead and, send Dogecoin to the moon and shit. Like it has to be more grassroots and all this." I mean, we got into conversations and like you got these maxis who are holding heavy positions coming at your neck. And same thing happens with Pepe. I think people are just like, "Oh, you're ripping apart Pepe." No, I'm not. Nobody's ripping apart Pepe. How do you get better? Like if you're in, like anybody who's ever played sports, I know like 90% of you have never, but when you play sports, man, you have coaches and they tell you, like, they correct they correct you. They see that you're fucking up, they correct your stance, bro. There ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, could Saucy be right when Saucy says like he lives in an area where people don't know about Pepe? Like he could be right. So instead of attacking him, what should be done is, "Hey, Saucy, can you get the word out there about Pepe?" Like literally get the word out there about Pepe in his hometown. Instead, he gets attacked for saying that. And I'm not talking about Nobu, by the way. I'm talking about like when he says this on his spaces, he gets attacked, which is weird. Why would you attack him when he's telling you like nobody in my small town knows about Pepe? No, what should happen is we should provide Saucy with resources for him to then showcase Pepe to people that are from his area at his local IHOP. Okay, Saucy goes to Applebee's and IHOP and Denny's. These three franchises could use somebody like Saucy breaking down Pepe. Shit, I gotta tell you, I am a smart motherfucker, bro. Yo, Saucy, Saucy, shut your mouth. First of all, don't ever come at me like that, man. Don't ever come at me, son. Saucy, I'm actually giving you credit for speaking out and saying that nobody in your small town of what is it? The population is what, 1567? And you guys at your local Denny's and the IHOPs, y'all don't know, nobody except you, nobody really knows about Pepe. So I'm saying like work needs to be done. Work needs to be done. That's all I'm saying. Welcome to the breakdown, episode 481. I'm already getting butthurt DMs, man. Man, what you talking about, man? Why are you saying that for? They don't get it, man. Some of you guys do not get it, man. It's weird. You guys don't get it. What is this? Hold on one second. Shit. All right, sorry about that. Hold on. What is this? If you haven't... Sakasa, here's the thing, man. So Sakasa's in the chat. Shout out to Sakasa. Sakasa, I don't know if you saw the show yesterday, or I don't know if you've tuned into what Saucy has been saying on Spaces, but he brought up a point about Pepe in his hometown. In his hometown, where the population is like 1,500 people, and they all meet up at the local Denny's. to chop it up, he states that when he puts out a feeler to find out if people know about Pepe, they don't know. And there are parts probably in this country where people don't know what the fuck Pepe is. And all I'm saying is, if that is the case, we can't just sit back. We can't sit back and be like, you know, the 2021 Bitcoiners, or excuse me, they're not Bitcoiners, Bitcoin maxis, and be like, well, that's your problem, son. I don't give a fuck if you don't know about. No, that's not the way to go about it. The way to go about it is to get it out there, grassroots marketing, and say, hey, like, this is what Pepe did during a bearish ass market. This is where we see this asset going. It trades like a blue chip. Like, we can explain these things to people. But I think we've taken this approach where we're sitting back and we're saying, oh, we won already. And I don't think that's the right approach. That's all. Nobody's saying Pepe's going to zero. We know what Pepe's all about. I did also acknowledge earlier in this program that, Pepe is an international symbol. People all across the world know what Pepe is. I've said it so many times. You go into a Discord, you go into a Telegram, you put a Pepe meme out there, people automatically recognize it. So, but they recognize the meme. They recognize the meme, but do they know about 0x69? That is the bigger question. So if we want to go ahead and overtake Dogecoin, we need to have the same ingredients that Dogecoin had during its run. It's plain and simple. I'm not saying anything that somebody couldn't sit for a few hours and research themselves and put this together and come on a show and break it down for the people. What is Saucy saying? To be frank, I asked people all over the world, and there were 3,000 people in my town. Thank you very much. Okay, listen, I don't know who the hell you're talking to on Snapchat. Okay, I didn't even know Snapchat was still a thing. Number one. All right, Saucy, I didn't even know that Snapchat was still a thing. You're on Snapchat asking people about cryptocurrency. First of all, Mazel Tov. You're probably the only person that's probably talking about crypto on Snapchat. Let me ask, why the fuck are you on Snapchat? Why in the goddamn chat? Weird. Welcome to the breakdown. Welcome to the Saucy. By the way, yesterday, Nobu Space went to ship because of you. Just want to keep it 100. Nobu Space went to shit because of you. And I think you should apologize. I really do believe that you should apologize to Nobu. The man came on sleepy and shit, and you went ahead and started some crazy ass conversation, man. Just putting it out there. By the way, I see that somebody said, bro, Pepe has so much better tokenomics than Dogecoin. And I could agree with that. So, like, here's the thing. There's no disagreement. Pepe is a phenomenal asset. I love Pepe as an asset. The community itself is what drove Pepe to where it is today. But you're going to need more to drive it over Dogecoin. Now, if you guys can actually tell me a different way that it can go about flipping Dogecoin, by all means, call into the show and let me know. Break it down for me. I don't claim to know everything. I do not claim to know everything. But I'm just putting shit on paper, and it kind of makes sense. By the way, the entire market is fucked up. And I like it. I like when the market's like this. I was actually on the street yesterday. Doing an interview, and they asked me, what am I going to do now that the markets, what am I doing with Bitcoin and like the markets, where's it? I'm like, I don't give a fuck where the market is. This is exactly what I said. I don't care where the market is going. I'm DCAing. If Bitcoin goes to 30,000, I'll buy Bitcoin at 30,000. If it goes to 20,000, I'll buy at 20,000. If it goes to $5.33, I'll buy at $5.33. I don't care. The fucking institutions and the market makers are doing it all in front of you in 4K. They are suppressing the goddamn price. I don't know why you don't see it. Okay? I don't know, like, why does somebody like me have to come on here and tell you that this is full-blown manipulation by institutions to get a better entry? That is it. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. Nothing more to talk about. They are suppressing the price, pushing it down to a certain point to get in at a better entry. Nothing else needs to be said. Anything else said is complete bullshit. It is complete and utter bullshit. That's it. That's what's happening, okay? You frightened little bitches. That is exactly what is happening. And you know what's going to happen? Right after they get into their positions in both Bitcoin and Ethereum, it is going to go ahead and send, okay? And you know what else? This is good. We need corrections and we need pullbacks because it is healthy for this ecosystem and it's healthy for this entire fucking market for it to pull back. There is nothing wrong with it. Okay? Go outside, go play some basketball, go play some shuffleboard, okay? Do something. You're staring at the chart 24/7, blowing on the screen, trying to push a dildo out, a green dildo out to try to move big. Nothing's gonna happen until they want it to happen, okay? You guys, okay, you new school bitches, you all wanted institutions to come into our markets because you wanted to see all your little shiny objects go parabolic. Well, congratulations, the institutions are here, and go look at my podcasts from 5 to 6 years ago. The reason why I can't stand institutions is because they do exactly this. They play the game better than you. You think you know how to play the game? They run circles around you, bro. You're amateurs compared to what they do. You're an amateur compared to what the fuck these institutions know how to goddamn play this goddamn game. Bro, you playing checkers. Okay? You're playing checkers. You're playing Twister. God, please. Oh my God. Another institution. Oh, BlackRock. Oh, BlackRock. Oh, Fidelity. Oh, I can't wait until Vanguard comes in. I can't wait until Vanguard comes in. Oh, Brown Brothers. Oh, all these institutions. I'm so happy. Oh my God. Yeah, happy now, aren't you, bitch? You're scared. It's just crazy. You guys still don't realize what the fuck is happening. Like, I could have 19 straight shows about this topic, and you'll come back for the 20th and still be shitting in your pants. Oh my God. Dear God, look what's happening, God. It's the truth, man. It really is. It's facts, man. I'm spitting facts today, boy. I am spitting facts. You wanted institutions, right? None of the real Bitcoiners did not want institutions to come in. Anybody who's a real Bitcoiner did not care for any institutional money. None of us. I'm gonna tell you right now, nobody gave a fuck about institutions. We don't care about it. The whole purpose The whole purpose, what the hell is my sign? The whole purpose and the reasoning behind Bitcoin and why it was created by Satoshi Nakamoto was to get away from the people that you invited in. It's to get away. We wanted to get away from the banks. We wanted to get away from Wall Street. All you did was give it back because you couldn't. And by the way, I've said this multiple times. The Bitcoin maxis don't know how to market anything. They're clueless. Okay? Ripping up Max Kaiser, ripping up dollars. Fuck. Oh. Hold on one second. I fucked up. Fucked up. Damn it. Damn it. Will Bitcoin go to 100,000? Yes. Will it go to 150? Yes. 100%. It will hit these numbers. But I just want to break down something for you guys. We hit numbers that nobody ever thought we would hit without any institutional money. Without any of the elites in the game, Bitcoin did well, so did the crypto ecosystem. Then you prayed for institutions to come in. Crazy, man. Anyway, this is all just, we'll get back to it. So I don't want to go on a tangent. But this is all institutions and market makers. They're keeping the price suppressed to let themselves acquire more bags. The bags that you're cheating out of, they're just acquiring them, motherfucker. Okay? And they're letting their boys come in at better entries. That is it. Now, if you're smart, you do what smart money does and you follow smart money. Okay? You follow smart money. That's why I keep saying this will be the easiest bull cycle of all time. This will literally be the easiest bull cycle of all time. Plain and simple. There's nothing, you can read what is happening. You can literally read what is happening. That's like, welcome to the breakdown. Sponsored by Gemini. Shout out to Gemini. I get emotional, Saucy, when Gemini is in the room. I really do get emotional when Gemini is here. I got to be on my best behavior when Gemini is here. Actually, that's the one thing I love about Gemini. They let me be myself. So shout out to Gemini. And Gemini, again, their evaluation went up as soon as, they partnered up with me. We all know that. Those are facts. As soon as I got put on that website, it 10x'd. So shout out to me. Shout out to me. Powered by G Media. Shout out to G Media, man. Everybody working hard there. In the next 8 minutes, we'll bring on Hotep. Hotep Jesus. If you guys ain't following Hotep Jesus, you're doing it all wrong. The guy literally breaks it down like no other. Last time I had him on my show, oh my Lord, the DMs. Oh my Lord, the DMs. I was dying laughing. A lot of you guys are like Charmin, man. Soft as hell. Soft as hell. So I touched on Pepe flipping Dogecoin and what I think it needs in order to do so. I believe that, by the way, you still need to run spaces. Like, I wish that there were tons and tons of those. I mean, tons and tons of Pepe spaces. It would be really dope to see. Somebody told me that, I don't know if it was Nobu or somebody. They're like, well, there are Pepe spaces. No, there aren't. There are titles that have Pepe in them, but there aren't actual Pepe spaces. You don't have, 10-hour Pepe spaces. You don't have people singing Kumbaya and praying to a frog. And that's what was happening when Pepe first came out. You had people just praying to a frog and singing songs about a frog. Feels good, man. And watching the movie and all that stuff, man, the documentary on YouTube. Like, you had a bunch of passionate motherfuckers. Now it's just a bunch of laid back son of a bitches. And I do believe that y'all, you need to work for it. You really do need to work for it. What else is on my mind? Bobo's on my mind. I have enjoyed, this might be sick. This might be very sick, but I have enjoyed Bobo's pullback. I've enjoyed going from a $254 million market cap with only one exchange to 30. No, it actually went under 30. It went to a $29 million market cap with 11 or 12 exchanges. Gotta love it, man. You gotta love it, man. I can't help anything. I'm not even looking at anything. I see the comments coming in, Bitcoin went down, Ethereum's down. I don't care. I don't care. Let that shit go to zero. I don't care. Did you not hear me talk about institutions fucking around with Bitcoin? What do you think they're doing with Ethereum? The same thing's happening. You're oblivious. You're oblivious to all of this stuff. Man, allergy season is crazy, man. Guys are oblivious to this. What the hell? Who is this guy? Who is this guy? I'm trying to monitor all these motherfucking chats. Who's this guy? Anyway, where is Bobo right now? My ass, my buy. Where is Bobo? Where is the Bobo? Hold on one second. Where is Bobo? 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 Bobo. Shit, this thing is doing good. I didn't get into that shit. Oh. Oh my God. Oh, Lord, give me the strength. Lord Jesus, give me the strength. Give me the strength, man. But I gotta say, this is fun. This is fun. Hey, listen, you know what? At least we all go down together, man. Fuck it. You know what? At least we all go down together, man. It was fun, right? It was fun. It was fun. Why didn't Big Sace, you couldn't go ahead and tell me not to look? You could not tell me not to look earlier on? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Jesus, bro. Oh. Oh my God. At some point, you can't keep buying the dip. No, I'm kidding. No, the reason why I said oh my God is because I saw the comments. It's not me personally. I just saw comments and I found them funny. It's like, bro, like, who cares? Who cares, man? I'm literally telling you that in the next 2 weeks, it goes completely parabolic. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it is what it is. Welcome to the breakdown. Episode 481. I can't even believe that I made it to episode 481. I'm surprised. I thought I would have been canceled off by now, but I guess they find me entertaining. And speaking of entertainment, let me go ahead and bring in a legend. This dude's a legend. Let me bring on Hotep. Yo, Hotep, what's going on, bro?
What's up, Dave, man? How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. You know, I'm fucking talking to these crybabies on social media, man, having a good time, man. Let me stop myself.
What are
How's
they crying
everything on your
about?
side?
What are they crying about?
Everything. Fucking emotional bitches.
Are they worried about this bear market we're in right now?
Yeah. They're
So
crying.
they knew.
They're crying. They're upset. The market's pulling back. They don't understand why. They're emotional.
I never get that. You know, I feel like sometimes I'm the only one that celebrates when Bitcoin is dying. I'm like, oh, cool. I get to buy more cheaper. I don't want the price of Bitcoin to go up yet. I haven't accumulated 1 million Bitcoin yet. I need it to drop to $1 so I can accumulate 1 million of these bad boys. So when the market recovers, I can leave the internet.
Exactly, man. I don't get it. Like all this, like if you've been in this space for a while, right, and you understand money and hard money and all that bullshit, right?
Yeah.
If you understand this stuff, you're buying. You're DCAing. I went on the street. I said the same thing. They're like, "Are you panicking?" I'm like, "No, I like this. I want it to go to zero. Give me 0.
1 penny.
Like, yeah, I want to be Michael Saylor. I want to walk around, put my balls on the desk, man. Like, this is what I want.
Exactly.
Give me the red."
I remember when I was on Sam Tripoli's podcast, Cash Daddies, and I think Bitcoin was, I forget what the price was, but I told those guys, I said, Bitcoin's probably going to come down at about 20,000. This is a couple years back. You go check the episode. And they were like, oh my God, Hotep Jesus is crazy, da 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 da. And I was like, well, I hope it lands around 20K. And then it landed around 20K the following year. And people were coming back like, Hotep, you're right. And I'm like, well, I mean, you can just look at the chart and kind of tell what Bitcoin's going to do. And then I remember when Bitcoin crashed all the way to 3K. And, you know, that was a time period where some people were buying whole Bitcoins. And I just remember thinking back, and now in hindsight, I'm like, why the hell didn't I buy a whole Bitcoin? Like, what the fuck was wrong with me? And again, this just comes from experience, right? Like you see a certain amount of dips, crashes, whatever, corrections. I call them corrections. But you see them and you're like, over the course of time, you start to look at them as positive things. Same thing with stock market. And I think the issue is a lot of people came into crypto without any TradFi experience. I remember gambling with the stock market. So I came up off the stock market before crypto was a thing. So I have a little bit of traditional training. You know, I went and I read Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. Highly recommended. It's like a must read if you want to be into investing. So if you read that, you sort of look at, you know, one of the things Benjamin Graham talks about is varying degrees of investors and, you know, who's been the most successful. And he says over the long term that the people who play the options game tend to come out the same as people who DCA and or worse. But DCA guys usually do really well. Because you're averaging out over the dip. So I'm a DCA guy. Like I DCA into everything. It's like the same amount of money goes into the stock market, goes into my crypto portfolio every single month. And I don't even think about it. Like a lot of people like, you know, like they're always tweeting about crypto. I don't tweet about crypto much because it's like my philosophy is not going to change. I'm selling in 2030, whatever the price is in 2030, unless it's just completely crap, right? But 2030 is my year that I'm going to take probably half of my portfolio out and move into another asset. And it probably won't even be moved to USD. I'll probably like buy some land with my Bitcoin so that I'm not paying taxes on it, you know? So yeah, I don't know why people, well, I do know why people are crying right now because, well, the meme coin game kind of died.
You don't think it's coming back?
No, I think it might come back. I think actually I know it will come back. It's just very reliant on big money, and big money's hoarding cash right now. So there's not going to be a lot of plays, and I think meme coin game's a bull market thing. It's not a bear market thing. It's a bull market thing. So when it bulls, I think it'll come back. But that was a type of thing where you had to get in early, right? Get in early, make your coins. So when it dies, same thing with NFTs, right? You had to get in early and then get out, because these things go up and they go down and they fade, and then a new thing comes. And then meme coins are basically, the new NFT. So, but yeah, I was looking at the meme coin game. I got in early, made a couple of dollars. And then after that, it was just, am I here?
No, I was about to say, this is the first time. This is the first time somebody disappeared.
Yo,
I was like, this is the first time somebody disappeared on my show. Yo, I thought you were like, yo, this is a nice way to leave him. This is the first time somebody left. Look again.
Yo, what?
I'm out.
Yo, this software.
Crypto talk.
See, this is what happens when you talking that big money talk.
They're trying to suppress
the ops. See?
There you go. We're back. Welcome to the breakdown, episode 81. That was just Hotep just showing you his his powers and shit, bro.
It's the Russians, man. But I see.
Are you paid off by the Russians, by the way?
I wish I was. 10 million, man. 10 million. I'd have told you to go vote for Kamala, man. 10 million just came and now there's all type. Listen, I wish, but I told everybody it was some funny money this year. We saw in political Twitter, we saw a whole lot of like racist stuff, anti-Semitism, and I said, oh, some funny money stuff is going on. A lot of these anonymous accounts, and we see a rise in anti-Semitism. And I'm like, I know what organic anti-Semitism looks like. It doesn't get much traction. So when I saw, anti-Semitism getting traction, I'm like, oh, somebody's paying for this. Somebody's paying to talk about black people. And it was just really odd. And I'm like, okay, so the feds are afoot, and a lot of these people are former feds, and now they're not feds. Now they're influencers and podcasters. So it's really weird. So I don't think the money actually came from Russia. I think that's some, nonsense the DOJ is trying to pull. But I do think there is some money from somebody that was just looking to sow some sort of divisive discord in the United States. Do
you think you've appeared on multiple programs like Fox and all the you're like a regular guest on Fox and stuff like that. I want to ask you a question. You watch Candace Owens and all these other notable names now that have switched, like made like I've been watching them, like I've watched them for a while, and I see them do a complete 180. Is somebody paying them? Or are they just, were they fizzling out and they just needed something to talk about to capture an audience? What is happening? Like I'm watching and I'm like, what the? You just did a complete 180 and like in a day. It wasn't even a slow trajectory. It was just like immediate.
October 7th. Oh my God, Jews are bad. It was like overnight. She even said it. Candace Owens said, after October 7th, I started paying attention. And it's just like, okay, let's slow down here. if you're going to be an anti-Semite, it doesn't happen on October 7th. That's just not what's going to cause it, right? Like either, you've been radicalized by some group of people to be an anti-Semite, or it happens, like you said, it's like this slow progression where you're asking questions and then you're like, oh, the Jews, right?
Yeah.
It's not something that just happens because of October 7th, which leads me to believe, and purely speculating here, that somebody is astroturfing her campaign against Israel in order to create a honeypot, right? In order to create and radicalize more people to become anti-Semites. That's my theory.
Do you don't think it has anything stemming to do with Ben Shapiro? Maybe, them battling the way they did. Maybe she flipped and just said, you know what? Fuck October 7th. I'm going in. Like, it has nothing to do with the 7th. It has everything to do with Ben.
I think that could be. That's also another theory where she's just mad at Ben. She's mad at, but again, that rift between her and Ben started on October 7th.
That's true.
Right.
That is true.
That's where it started. So, again, I think powers that be somewhere, somehow, maybe it's Ben that's paying her to be an anti-Semite. I don't know.
You're the only. Honestly, I can't figure it out. I cannot for the life of me figure it out. Some of the things that I've seen on social media, people now praising Hitler. Like, I'm just like, all right, that SpongeBob thing. Like, all right, I'm about to just like, I'm leaving kind of thing. Like, that's me. Just like, I'm not. I am offended, but I'm not offended because I just, it's a weird thing. I don't get it. I don't. Is it? Are we that desperate for shock value? That's the way I look at it. Are we that desperate for shock value?
Yes.
Are people just not on the internet, and are they noticing? Like, I looked into my analytics and I am down by like 30 million impressions this month. So fuck it. Hitler was cool. Like, is that what we're doing?
You know whose fault this was? Elon. This is all Dr. Brain Chip's fault because he incentivized impressions by getting paid off the platform.
Yeah.
That's what that came down to. So people said, oh, impressions equals money. The easiest way is to create rage bait. So everybody went the whole rage bait route. It increases their followers exponentially. And a lot of these followers are like Malaysian bots. They're foreign bots. They're not even like real people. But a lot of stuff is AstroTurf. But it's also bringing out the derelicts in our society who haven't accomplished anything in life. And these are the people that run to, for example, it's three groups of people that remind me of each other: anti-Semites, communists, and racists, and anti-racists. So that's four. So some anti-racists are like, oh, the white man's bad. You check their bank account, it's on zero. Or they're being paid to say that. Then you got the communists, the people who are like, oh, I'm a communist. And you check their bank account and it's on zero. It's on E. Then you check the anti-Semites and it's just like, oh, your bank account is on E. Like your success or something in your life makes you not happy, right? So you have to go and you have to blame another group. Do Jews have power? Yes. Do Asians have power? Yes. Do whites have power? Yes. Do blacks? There are power pockets everywhere. The funny thing is when people talk about the Jews, it's to absolve the church of everything the church has done. It's to absolve England of everything England has done. When we go and look at the problems in South Africa, the problems in South Africa come straight out of the Rhodes Milner's kindergarten, goes into South Africa, removes the Dutch influence, the Boer wars and issues that were happening in South Africa. This is something that comes out of Britain. And then later on, the crown supports these capitalist endeavors. When we look at slavery, a lot of people say the Jews own the slave ships. Okay. Through the Dutch East Indian Company, maybe that's true. But then you completely absolve the church of their doing through papal bull Dum Diversus and them saying I think it's 1490 something or 1480 something. But Papal Dumb Diversus basically authorizes slavery. So you have Candace Owens comes out and talks about how the Jews murders all these Christians. But it's just like, did the Crusades not happen? Hey, did we just skip a whole chapter in history? So it's just like, and also what it is people try to take the label and put it on all of the group, right? So a rabbi does something and now it's all Jews. Don Lemon does something and now it's all blacks, right? So what they do is they prop up certain individuals. So they'll prop up certain Jews, they'll prop up certain whites, they'll prop up certain blacks. And really what we're talking about is the 1% of these groups that are actually working in collusion and make their groups look bad, right? So, you'll say black people keep voting Democrat. And it's just like, well, that's not exactly true. When you go to Chicago and you go to Detroit and you go to these town hall meetings, they're literally cussing out Democrats. When you ask black men on the streets right now, are they with Trump? You're starting to see a lot of them are saying they were with Trump. A lot of them were saying that back then. But it was so much pressure from the mainstream media, it scared a lot of people. And then you look at the entertainers and you look at the black entertainers. The black entertainers are like, oh, yeah, we got to go with Democrats. But that's because their career depends on it. But that doesn't mean they represent the whole group. So just because a couple of Jews do something bad doesn't mean all Jews are bad. When we go look at what happened with Catherine, the Tsarina, right? And the Pale settlement. I don't know if people know this, but the Jews in the Pell settlement were victims of the decisions made by the rabbi class. But that's the thing. Like, we don't look at people in power. We look at the whole group and say it's the Jews. And it's like, nah, what happens is power corrupts. So no matter what your skin color is, power can corrupt. Will it always corrupt? No, but power corrupts and absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. As everybody knows the famous quote. So how did that come about?
That is ladies and gentlemen, this is why I like Hotep Jesus, man. I love bringing him on the motherfucking show. He's a busy man, by the way. Like, this is not a man that you can get onto a show. Episode 481, the breakdown, sponsored by Gemini. Good folks at Gemini, they're probably loving this telecast. And powered by G Media. Hotep showed you that, Thanos almost took you away today, but thankfully you were powerful enough to stay here with us, speaking on some real shit. I love these conversations. I love crypto, but I also, if anybody knows me, we've talked about, politics. I love politics. I ran for office in 2020. Unfortunately, the pandemic hit and that fucked all plans. Not like, I don't think I had a chance to win anyway, because obviously, hey, it is what it is. But
it's hard.
It is super hard. And you know what? I would never do
win on your first try either.
No.
Your first try is usually practice.
Unless you're friends with AOC. But hold on, I clicked the wrong button. All right. Speaking of politics, Hotep, what the fuck is happening? Now, when I say this, I'm talking about Harris. Obviously, I'm voting for Trump, but they didn't give me a reason. Like, I'm a voter where, like, I'm a Republican, cool, no problem. But I consider myself leaning towards being an independent voter. So if I think there's a cool Democrat that can actually do things, I'll vote for that person. There's a time where I thought Obama was the solution to the United States of America and to, make America great again.
Right.
Voted for Obama, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem. Harris, who the hell? If I'm a Democrat, I'm upset. I keep saying this. You weren't even given a choice. I mean, if you're a Democrat, your best candidate was probably RFK Jr. You weren't even given the choice.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I'm just saying you didn't even get a selection. You were given Harris.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Harris in 3 years and 5 months. Up until recently. Yeah. Okay? Up until recently, I haven't seen her. I don't know anything. Okay. She's out here campaigning. She's going to make America great again and shit. That she can go ahead and change things. You've been in office for 3 and change. What are you talking about? You're going to change something. You could have done it. You could do it now. Help me out here, Hotep. I'm losing my mind.
So
maybe I'm just not that intelligent. Maybe I'm just not that smart. Maybe my IQ is room temperature. Please save me.
I know my IQ is room temperature. Let's go through this chronologically, okay? Joe Biden gets elected, okay?
Yeah.
We knew from the very start Joe Biden's brain was not all there. So we're saying to ourselves, how is he still president? Which brings me to this analogy. You ever, I don't know what school you went to. You ever went to school and had a substitute teacher?
All the time. In my neighborhood, all the time.
Okay. What was the atmosphere in the classroom like when you had a substitute teacher?
Oh, you know. Listen,
okay.
I like to say, hey, family's watching. I was a really good kid, though. I was a nerd, so I'd nerd out and I'd sit there while everybody else was spitballing. I'm just saying.
So we know what that atmosphere is like, okay? Joe Biden's a substitute teacher. And he's a substitute teacher because you can get over on him. And they wanted, and I was asking myself, why didn't they pull him earlier and put Kamala in? And the reason being is, first of all, Kamala's stupid. Okay. So both of their brains don't work. The problem is Kamala thinks her brain works. And that's more damaging in the boardroom meeting because Biden is going to be sitting in the meeting and he's going to be lost in space. So you can just talk and do your thing. And the substitute teacher is just like, whereas Kamala, she's going to be in the meeting and she's going to actually have input and it's going to slow down what you're trying to do. Right. So while Biden's in office, everybody's running around doing whatever the hell they want to do. So they're like, let's extend this as long as they can. Right. They take an attempt on Trump's life. Okay. Trump does the Matrix, dodges the bullet. Here we are. Okay. Then what happens?
You got to talk about that. And I want you to talk about that because not one mainstream media news outlet except Fox, shout out to Fox because I do go on there as well, except them and like obviously the ultra right, everybody was like, he fell.
Yeah. At first, when I first saw it, I thought he fell too, but I think they pushed him and he ducked down, right? And I think the Secret Service.
But they said it wasn't even an attempted assassination. Not one outlet, the AP, New York Times, none of them. All of them were like, no, he just fell and he tripped. Nobody ever shot at him, kind of thing.
Wow.
Like, what is wrong with you guys? But
I was watching.
God forbid if it happened to Biden. That shit would be like attempted assassination, probably by the MAGA group, and like it would have been wild. You know how it works.
Yeah, the media would have went wild with that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you though. Go ahead.
Nah, it's all good. The media wilded out with that one. So yeah, all right. So Trump gets his life. He dodges a bullet, right? Literally. And then I get a DM from a friend and he said, Joe Biden fell and hit his head. This was on a Thursday. The news didn't break for a couple of weeks, but I broke it on my show. I had a friend out who's got connections to Los Angeles PD, so they gave me a tip. And purely speculating here, I think they pushed Biden down the steps. Okay, he was like, this motherfucker got to go. Okay, maybe just speculating. I do comedy. Don't take me serious. Okay,
I'm gonna pee on myself.
He fell. Okay, he fell. Maybe they helped him fall. Maybe they helped him up. I don't know what happened. He caught an injury. They pulled him out, right? So purely speculating, putting on my best Alex Jones impression. They tried to take out Trump and Biden. Pure Alex Jones speculation here, okay? I'm just joking. They both survive, okay? Now, why Kamala now? Why no democratic process? And that answer is actually very simple. because they want to put on a facade. And the facade is to use black people. Because if we were to have a regular race between RFK or any other, Gavin Newsom, just white guy versus Trump, we'd have an intellectual debate. The powers that be don't want an intellectual debate. They don't want to talk about the prices at the gas store. What they want to talk about is abortion, racism, and gun control. You saw the event that happened the other day, right? These are the things that they want to keep the public talking about. So we're not paying attention to Jerome Powell, Gary Gensler, and Janet Yellen. Federal Reserve, inflation, interest rates, et cetera, et cetera. So what they do is they say, this has worked in the past. In the past, what they did was they'd hype up a police shooting of a black man. BLM take to the streets. So they did that with 2 elections, right? They played the race card with Obama. So it's been race. And now this year, they're like, how do we bring race back in? It's like, well, let's make Kamala black. Okay. We're going to put blackface on her. We're going to give her some collard greens and some hot sauce, some jazz albums, and we're going to make her black now. All right. Now that she's black, we're going to validate her blackness with Oprah, Obama, and the rest of the characters that come into play, right? This is to validate her blackness. And then the other entertainers. You even saw this with Charlemagne. Before Kamala was the pick, Charlemagne was rocking with Trump. As soon as Kamala became the pick, Charlemagne changed his whole attitude because he's emboldened the black women. He knows why. We all know why. I'm not going to say here on the show. He's emboldened the black women. He got to do whatever black women say. Otherwise, they will cancel him and that'll be a wrap for his career. Okay. So a lot of this stuff is like extortion. Okay. What we're dealing with is
For real, bro.
Professional extortion. So when you see these blackface Dems go out there and support this candidate, many of them, like look at Uncle Luke. Uncle Luke, Two Live Crew, he got some allegations in his past, at least. So maybe they dug up some skeletons and were like, because last year, Uncle Luke had a tweet. He was like, yo, we not messing with the Democrats. This year is all of a sudden, how could you not support the Democrats? And it's like, oh, they probably was like, yo, we found these text messages. We found these emails. We got a couple of girls to testify. Would you like to have a seat next to Bill Cosby? I didn't think so. So I think what it is professional extortion to support and make Kamala black, to make this race about race. Instead of being about prices, instead of being about inflation, instead of being about the failed policies of the Democratic Party, the failure at the border from the border czar. It's a distraction. So next week, when we see the debate between Trump and Kamala, what's going to happen? They're going to be talking about all these small brain issues like abortion and gun control and racism. And you said I wasn't black, and the people lose. So that's why they skipped the democratic process, because they wanted to make this a small brain race, because that's the only way the Democrats can make this even look close. And the thing is, you got to make the race close so you could do your thing with the machines. You know what I'm saying? You got to do the machines. You got to get your mules to throw some ballots in the mailbox, and you pull some dead people out the ground. You bring some illegals over, they vote, and but you got to make the race close. But you only have to make the race close in the perception of minds of the people. When we saw, if you go look at, some of the betting odds, you'll see like this cross trajectory. I don't forget what that's called, but Trump's coming down and Kamala's coming up, right? That was all because of perception. Public perception made you believe she had a chance to win. I'm sitting there like, she doesn't even have a campaign. She doesn't have a policy. She hasn't published anything.
Correct.
You go to her website, it's just a donation tab. She's avoiding the media because she's completely impotent. She's not competent. So the public perception, because of race, the Democratic Party likes to use black people to make these races closer, because we have so much celebrity. We got the rappers, we got the entertainers, we got the Obamas, we got the Oprahs, and they know that those people aren't voting to the Democratic Party. Not only that, they got the Black Boule, right? They got the Black Boule from the HBCUs, the fraternities, the sororities, and all of that. So, and particularly professional Black women. Professional Black women go hard, bro.
For sure.
They
100%.
go hard.
Yeah.
For example, the other day we had the shooting. Who was the PR rep? It was a Black woman for the sheriff, right? Black women go super hard at their job because who else knows how to cover up their lies?
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Women know how to cover some shit up. They are the best liars on the planet. Okay? I'm about to get a show canceled. I'm playing, y'all. This is jokes. I'm just I'm just joking, man. I'm playing. I ain't mean that. I ain't mean that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the breakdown. It is what it is, man. What do you want me to do? Give you a disclaimer? Ain't no disclaimers here. That's what we used to talk about in the schoolyards, man.
This is. But
don't worry, I ain't trying to run for office ever again. So hey, that's fucked right now. Like that's out the window.
That's dead.
If I want to run, they're gonna bring back the state. Remember you were talking with Hotep, you wanted to stop him from talking. He said something.
And you didn't stop him. But
the locker room talk. I see you.
Just to complete my thought here and clean this up a bit, Kamala became a Black woman. And if you know anything about the Democratic Party, you know that nobody does door knocking for them like Black women. Like they door knock, they make phone calls, like they are the voting block of Black people. Like when you go look at people who vote in the Black community, it skews women. Like women are the ones that believe in that shit. Black men are like, I'm not fucking going to vote. I'm about to drink this beer, smoke this blunt, watch this game. Like vote? Who wants to vote? I don't even believe in this system. What? The white man is bad. I'm not voting, right? This is our mentality. So it's the Black women that are like, oh my God, our ancestors died so we can vote. They believe all that nonsense, So that's why they got Kamala in there.
Welcome to the breakdown, by the way. Look, I love your takes. You're legendary, bro.
Thank you.
I want to ask. By the way, Leslie says you're lucky she likes you. I don't know what the fuck that means. I have absolutely no fucking clue what that means. You guys can talk amongst yourselves on that topic.
Hispanic women work hard too.
She's gonna be like, "How dare you? You didn't even stop him from saying that. You should have stopped him. You should have went like this whole show, okay, would sound like
Morse code."
Exactly. All right, I have this last question for you, Hotep.
Okay.
I hope you come back on, man. It's been a while, man. You are funny as fuck. You should be on every station. PBS, okay? Fuck Sesame Street. It should be you. Okay?
I'm too unpredictable, so a lot of people are scared of me.
Fuck that. Let's count, bitches. I swear to God, I tuned into PBS. I contribute. I'd start contributing.
PBS would be wild if I was on there.
Yo, for real, man.
PBS After Dark.
Shit. After dark in the mornings. Yo, Hotep, who do you think, when all is said and done, who do you think wins? Who is the next president of the United States of America? Now, I know where you can take this. Yo, Thanos! Keep him here! Thanos is
trying to disappear me again.
Thanos! Listen, I know where you can go with this. I just want to know who you believe in your heart will be the next president-elect of the United States of America between these two candidates, Trump or Harris.
Donald Jamal Trump.
I'm done. Done with the show. Not because of this. I'm done.
It's gonna be Donald Jamal
Gemini,
Trump.
I got it. Gemini, I got it. Yep. So absolutely. I'll be at McDonald's. Yeah, hit me with the market don't look good, and this show doesn't either. I got that McDonald's application ready. No,
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
Gemini.
My bad.
I'm sorry, Gemini. Don't cancel
No,
the sponsorship.
that's okay.
Man.
They cool. They voted for Trump anyway, man. They just won't tell you.
I'm about to lose your followers now.
Nah, that's all good, man. I want to lose them anyway.
I need y'all to hold on to your panties, all right? Don't spaz out when I say this shit.
We got 162 watching us right now. Fuck it.
All right, so check it out. Trump said he wants to make the United States the crypto capital of the world.
Yeah.
I'm speculating that under the Trump administration is when we're going to get the installation of the CBDC. I think he's the guy that's going to take the fall for the CBDC, just like he was the guy to take the fall for the pandemic.
Wow.
I think he's going to, they're going to set him up, put him in a financial bind, and they're going to make USDT, probably USDC, a public utility, and the government's going to own it. I'm going to have a de facto CBDC without calling it a CBDC.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
Yeah, because Trump
once that happens, we're fucked.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're already fucked, but we're fucked more. Yeah. I mean, probably like the nail in the coffin. Yeah.
Why am I even saying that? You're right. I'm acting like there isn't already a social credit score in place and stuff like that. Yeah. But I mean, officially,
yeah, it's the official nail in the coffin at that point. You know, so there's two steps to it. The first step is happening next year, and that's the biometric ID, the real ID. So that's going to be, what was that, May 2025? And then you're going to have the CBDC. So basically what happens is your ID and the CBDC are basically the same thing. They're one and the same. You're starting to see this in other iterations. For example, a little bit of a sidebar here. Ripple co-founder said he supports Kamala. And I'm like, of course you support Kamala because the Democrats support a CBDC and Ripple's going around the world producing CBDC technology, right?
Correct.
So that makes sense. But that just lends to the fact that, you know, there's some hedging of bets here as far as installing this stuff. But we already have a CBDC. It's basically called USDT and USDC. So we have a CBDC. It's just not run by the government yet. But as you know, it can be seized at any time they want. They can just turn that shit off, right? So I also believe the positive side. I think the USDT and the USDC are doing phenomenal things for the dollar. So, you know, a lot of people are talking about the dollar collapsing and all of that. I'm like, the dollar's not going to collapse. You know, that's just that's cap. Okay. It's ignorance. What we're going to have is a division in the world. You're going to have the Western coin. You're going to have the Eastern coin. And basically what it is it's an agreement between all nations to create digital financial borders. Basically saying, these are our cattle. This is our stock. That's your stock. And when we decide to place sanctions or decide to create trades, we can do that at the smart contract level, at the protocol level, so that there are makes it harder to bypass sanctions. And then there's a whole, I mean, I can do like a 3-hour symposium on just that concept. But you get the idea.
So basically Bitcoin. Because that's what I started the show with Bitcoin. You know, I'd be more scared to be in fiat than to be in Bitcoin. And because Bitcoin to me is not just the money. It's not just money go up with me with Bitcoin. It is, you know, a lot of people can go ahead and say the government created it and there was no such thing as Satoshi Nakamoto and yada, yada, yada. But for me, Bitcoin allowed people to open up their eyes, kind of like the Matrix, and unplug themselves from the system and see.
Well, I always thought that the NSA creating, or the guys from the NSA creating SHA-256 and the Bitcoin white paper actually existing with the NSA before Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper, I always thought that was a reason to buy Bitcoin. I'm like, oh, they created this thing? Okay, then I should hedge my bets and I should bet on this thing, right? So to me, that was a reason to buy Bitcoin, not like Bitcoin. But the protocol itself is decentralized. So like they created it for their purposes and our purposes. But yes, Bitcoin is completely public, and yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the legend, Hotep, Jesus. Hotep, you want to tell everybody where they can tune into you?
Yeah, 2 p.m. daily. I'm on kick.com/the Griff Report. I had to leave YouTube. They were suspending me because obviously you can see why. Kick.com/the Griff Report.
I'll probably be there with you. Don't worry about
it. That's what's up. Come on over. Kick.com/the Griff Report. Come join me 2 p.m. every day. I'm like 2 to 4, 2 to 5. We cover we have two main segments of the show, Men Avoid a Moment of the Day and Grifter of the Day. So Men Avoid a Moment of the Day, we talk about intersexual dynamics. I teach men how to have game and how to deal with women. And then after that, we get into politics and money.
Well, so that's perfect. For all you virgins in crypto, tune into Hotep here at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Kick, the Griff Report. I'll go ahead and put it into, I'll actually tweet about it so you guys know where to go, because I know you guys get a little bit confused and emotional when it comes to this subject. But all the virgins, please make your way down to Hotep and he'll go ahead and put you on some game, man. Listen, next conference, you can come up to a girl and like show off your swag, man. Your game will be on point. Now, like, none of that shit, all right? Hotep, man, it's awesome to have you on. Hopefully I can get you back on soon and we can go ahead and chop it up again if we're still here.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure. Thanks for having me, bro.
Appreciate you, bro.
Ladies.
Yo, that was Hotep Jesus. That was Hotep Jesus, everybody. Jesus Christ. Welcome to The Breakdown, episode 481, sponsored by Gemini, powered by G Media. If you're not following Hotep Jesus, you're doing it all wrong. Do follow him on Kick, the Griff Report. He really is a smart dude. Like, he really is a smart dude. He puts comedy into all his shit. I know a lot of you guys might be butthurt a little bit today, but it's okay. You'll get over it. I know it's hard for you guys to listen to the truth. It's hard for you guys to open up your eyes and shit to reality, but Hotep, that's my dude right there, man. Definitely give him a follow. And I'm looking forward to having Hotep on more as we continue to take this show to new levels. And I should have asked Hotep, man, because obviously the podcast is coming back out. Gokhshtein Unfiltered, the podcast, either this month or in October, it relaunches, and I will have some of the most notable names come on to the podcast to chop it up about all types of subjects. I just like having real conversations at the end of the day. I just like to have real conversations, pick people's minds about certain topics that are trending in our world today. And expect more of that. It's not just not everything revolves around crypto, man. At the end of the day, not everything revolves around crypto. There's other issues in the world that need to be talked about, and a lot of shit that needs to be talked about. A lot of people are scared to talk about them. There has to be people that are willing to go ahead and stand on their business and fucking talk that shit, as we say, being from Brooklyn. Talk that shit. You know what I'm saying? Holy shit, we went overtime. I must go ahead and give you the quote of the day. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, shout out to Randy. I love Randy. That's my dude, Randy, out in these streets. Right? Randy is in the comment section. Love Randy. Let me go ahead and just give the quote of the day here, though. Let's go to the quote of the day. And, man, by the way, I look fucking good. I look good. Like, there is one thing you cannot troll me about, and that is my looks, bro. Like, if you troll me on my looks, yo, you just sound stupid and silly. Like, if you ever troll me on my looks, you already know. You are a jealous son of a bitch. I mean, I can't even troll myself right now. Anyway, let me go ahead and give you the quote of the day. And that is, by the way, as I'm looking for the quote, I love women. I love women. I'm always out here talking about the women in Web3 and not in Web3. I love women. Just let me clarify. Oh my God. Let me Hotep, bro. Hotep got my DMs blowing up again. Gotta love that dude. All right. All right, quote of the day, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to the breakdown. I appreciate you. So here it goes. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be yourself. And a lot of people are not going to like that. I'm going to say this again. Quote of the day, you're not here to be liked. You're here to be yourself. A lot of people are not going to like that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday. The weekend is upon us. Go outside, have some fun, go play, I don't know, pickleball, go play handball, go play with your balls, but outside, go do something productive. Go do something productive. Be a good human being, okay? Don't worry about the crypto market. It will come back. It'll all come back, and it'll all be okay, okay? I promise. I promise you it'll all be okay, man. It will all be okay. Except if this goddamn thing, hold on. This thing don't turn up. God damn it! These goddamn commercials, man. Like I said, it'll all be okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah. Money make the world go round. I'm trying to get it all right now. Everybody working around me. Look, homie, I'm the man right now. I got to tell me on. Don't go right, we gotta take it. I got a little bus, I go be on. Get the back, I'm tired of everyone. Yeah, she wants to do it last. I'm not doing it like you must ask. They go way too much ain't no last. Just move it like a whole other class. Strut like up, man, I walk that shit. When I'm up, that's it. I'ma start living reckless. Get that bag, I'ma walk that shit. Every song bang when they drop in hit. Said on the man, post up, no miss. Over your head, next time, no slip. Play your part, better read that script. Yeah, I'ma walk like this.
I'm going to look for another job, ladies and gentlemen. I'm McDonald's, Burger King, Denny's.
Yeah. I'm steady focused on money now. I'm trying to
Five
count
Guys.
That's daily. Grady pay me. M's and M's, no slim shady. Make a count going so crazy. Still live it up when I'm over 80. Flying, I'm hotter than Hades. Little fingers up to the walls when I hate me. Come with my fire, then I'm up like a drought. Everybody line for a little bit of
Keep writing notes.
Like I'm trying to sell a house. That's how it be when you're raised in the South. Mama always said that this money be the death of me. Money can't buy you happy, but I never seen a sad man riding a jet ski. Time will tell, live a breakneck speed. First it was hate, now they got my steed. Took small sips, now they drinks on me.
Waffle House, that's right. All right. Let me, where's the...
Work hard, let the money stack up while y'all broke like a stress fresh. My God.